Greetings from the Anglican Communion Office. My name is Mandy Marshall. I am the Director for Gender Justice at the Anglican Alliance and the Anglican Communion Office, and also responsible for the Women's Network, the Family Network and the Global Safe Church Commission. What I really want to talk to you about today is the whole issue around gender-based violence and why it's important for you to be involved in the 16 days of activism to end gender-based violence. Particularly as Christians and as churches, we really need your voices and actions to be raised. What I wish everybody knew about the issue of gender-based violence is how prevalent it is. It's in our churches and we need to take action. Now, if you think about 3 women in your life, maybe your wife, your daughter, a sister, your mum, or a friend, a female friend. If you think of those 3 women and their names, now think about the statistic of 1 in 3 women globally will be abused in her lifetime, which could mean that one of those women or girls that you know and love could be abused, and how horrifying that fact is. And yet here we are as children, as part of the family of God, we see the utter prevalence of this issue, and it's an issue that can be stopped. It's an issue that can be solved, and that's a key thing that we need to remember. There's a whole new area of gender-based violence that has sprung up over recent years, and that is technology-facilitated gender-based violence or online abuse, and how prevalent that is. And we look at 90 to 95% of the deep fakes are about women. A third of women are abused online, and we need to take action in that area. The issue covers all sorts of areas, but the most prevalent form of gender-based violence is domestic abuse. And it happens in our homes, and it happens in Christian homes too. And we need the churches and Christians to speak out about domestic abuse in all of its forms: physical, sexual abuse, but also emotional, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, spiritual abuse, and coercion and threats to violence. We think as Christians that this doesn't happen. It can't happen here, surely not in our church, but it does happen here, and it does happen in our churches. So we need to think about, is our church complicit in allowing gender-based violence to go unchallenged? Is our church complicit in allowing gender-based violence to go unchallenged? And what are we going to do about it? Now, the 16 Days of Activism starts on the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of All Forms of Violence Against Women and Girls. It's also known as White Ribbon Day, where we encourage men particularly to be involved, to stand with and alongside women to end and prevent gender-based violence. It's no good just saying, well, I don't abuse, so it doesn't impact me. Actually, this is a culture, and a culture that is thriving in silence and snuffing down the voices of those who have been abused. And we need men to challenge other men's attitudes and actions, firstly to reflect on our own behaviour and pray that prayer of David in Psalm 139, which we read, search me, O God, and know my heart, and see if there's any offensive way within me, and lead me to the way of everlasting. It's a dangerous prayer because God might answer you. So check yourself first. Is there anything in me that needs changing? How about my attitudes and my behaviour? Are they in line with how Christ operated, and as Christ as an example about how he treated women? And then look at challenging other men's attitudes and actions. Shut down the sexist comments, shut down the denigration of women in any form, and don't allow a permission space for that to occur. And support and work with women who are leading on this area because they need your voice, and they need your access to power often. Some of you are in positions of power and need that access to power. So be open and welcome. But we need everybody in the churches to take action. We need to put posters inside our toilet doors to see and enable people, both men and women, to get the help and the support that they need if they have been abused. We need to train ourselves as churches and individuals to know and to recognise the signs of abuse so that we can be open and listening to when survivors disclose abuse. And also the critical thing is to take it seriously. When a survivor tells you that they have been abused, is to take it seriously. Signpost them to the services that are available, but walk with and alongside them where you can, and get the professional help that they need. There are lots of resources to enable you to help this to happen. Check out the Break the Silence Sunday toolkit that has been produced. It's got lots of great information in there, some liturgy. Do take a look. and see if your church can take action, but for yourself as too. You can get involved in other campaigns that are going on. Thursdays in Black is exactly what it says on the tin. It's wearing black each Thursday until sexual and gender-based violence is ended. Get involved with the Christian Network for Ending Domestic Abuse and the Red Chair Project. The Red Chair Project is putting a red chair or a cloth over a chair during the 16 days of activism to show that there is a woman no longer here because of abuse. Also check out the resources from Restored. We also at the Anglican Communion Office have a resource called God's Justice, which looks at theology and gender-based violence and has a whole host of information and Bible studies that you can check out there too. So make use of the resources, and the most important thing is to get involved and to take action, because gender-based violence is everybody's business, and if everybody gets involved, we can bring this to an end. Thank you.